Deaf poetry is, you not a fucking revolutionary. You just another motherfucker who loves to hear him, her, themselves talk. You know what? Walk with that bullshit, that public masturbation disguised as a plan to save us mind-fuck niggas who don't give a fuck about a person, place, or thing. How the fuck you figure all that red, black, and green? Peace queen, peace king, free Mumia, massa please, emasculating, self-absorbed dreamers, pro-black extremists, cow dung flung so eloquently is gonna save this people. So nymphotically fucked by the back of the bus that black power nut now stains your cerebrum. Revolution is war, not romance, and war is an art, not a slow dance, but a skill which requires techniques, blueprints, and plans. Not some bullshit debate as to whether I under or overstand. Nigga, please. Revolution is war, that infectious sore which spreads for lack of cure till freedom is no more, just beyond that door. Yet revolution is more. Revolution is knowing when to deploy Oprah Winfrey as opposed to Asada Shakur. When to retire that kente cloth for a fitted cap and a throwback instead. When to send Jay-Z as opposed to dead Prez, appearing to be weak yet uniformly omnipotent. This is not me talking, this is revolution I'm quoting. Revolution is asymmetrical, the war art of contradiction. Revolution is yes a massa while poisoning everything in the kitchen. Revolution is what's missing in your black power dimension of that nigga selling out because he make gangster rap songs about cracks and that confusion. But as long as 33% of the proceeds go to the Council of Independent Black Institutions, brother, keep doing what the fuck you doing. And this is revolution. And I am a revolutionary. And this is the Revolutionary Black Leadership Society. And we beseech you niggas to lead, follow, or get the fuck out of the way. Peace.
I see you got about 18 tracks up on here, which look like they're gonna cover all.
1 2 1 2. We are live and direct. Kalonji Changa in the building alongside my man, my brother, Professor Griff. That was Wise, Intelligent, and Poor Righteous Teacher. We about to get on the screen in a second. Make sure y'all ready. Okay. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. What's happening, Griff? How you feeling, brother?
Peace, good bro. How you feel? Kalonji Changa.
Okay. You gonna get my name right one of these years. It's only been like 25, 30, but we got it.
Changa. Oh, Kalonji Chaba. Got you, good bro. I'm gonna get it right.
Thank you. We live and direct. It's Professor Griff. You kind of foggy on your screen right now. I don't know what's going on, but you know what I'm saying. I'm sure you're gonna come into focus.
I think I got out. Let me see if I can straighten that out real quick before we get started. Hold on.
Okay. I'm gonna go to a quick video while you're doing that. Yeah. Let me
right.
No doubt. Y'all stay tuned. We live and direct. This is Black Power Media. Professor Griff Kalonji Changa.
Yeah, modern day African, running from the system, running from his wisdom, cursed from the get-go. Silver spoons won't appear like presto. That's why we trying to overthrow New England like Bledsoe. The Super Bowl should be filled with good nutrients, vitamins, minerals, something for the people. Seen the Almighty and he don't look regal. Yes, I pass cross, but he don't do steeples. But then I asked him, what's up with my blackness? Why do my endeavors always end up tragic? He said the shot home ain't straight, it's jagged, and the road ain't clear, there's a whole lot of traffic. Maggots eat flesh, the devil eats souls. No bread for last suppers, they never eat rolls. That's why we sing the color of the sky. The struggle is a journey, don't ask why. Ain't nothing new. Tallahassee got that. It ain't nothing new. Chi-Town got that. It ain't nothing new. Yeah, ATL got that. Yeah, it ain't nothing new. Yeah, raindrops fall on the sharecropper's roof. Cadence of the poor, holes in the floor. Fear breathes life through the nose of the boar. The fruit that Eve picked must be rotten to the core. Descendants of Ham, ready for the jam. On a juke joint Saturday night, hit a slam of dominoes. As killers cuff killer hands. As the DJ sweats out your worries, just dance. To the blues, original Jews. It was written in the text, we got nothing to prove. And now they keep our eyes glued to a box for the snooze and a Sly Fox News. I need not mention this hue, you already know, it already shows. I love this skin, but it's like heavy clothes. Blue light special for the afros, giving you that. It ain't nothing new. Yeah, Boston got that. Yeah, it ain't nothing new. Yeah, New York got that. Yeah, it ain't nothing new. Yeah, LA got that.
What's happening? What's happening? We're live and direct. There was Afro Blues by people with vintage tux. You remember vintage tux, Griff, out of Florida? Okay.
All right, peace. Hear me?
Yep, I hear you now. I think you might have a slight delay. You good though?
No, everything's good over here. It might be between the connection.
Oh, good. Well, we're going to get it started regardless and make it do what it do. We got 76 people on live right now. Shout out to all them and counting. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. I am Kalonji Changa alongside my main man, Professor Griff. Griff, so what's happening, man? What's going on around your way?
I think that you and I are late comers to the conversation simply because, and I think that's on me, simply because these kind of situations, especially what's going on with these quote unquote celebrities and the celebrity worshipers, I'm always late to the party because I don't jump on these stories as soon as they happen, simply because a lot of times those people that fire off first, they're looking for hits and shares and all other kind of stuff, and they want to be out front and getting front story. That's not necessarily my get down. You understand what I'm saying? I don't move that way. I gotta know what the hell I'm talking about. You understand what I'm saying? And get the intricacies of what's going on with any kind of story. But since I've been taught about sellouts on a constant and consistent basis, especially with celebrities and especially in the music industry, this comes to no surprise to me. You understand what I'm saying? I think I just wanted to wait for the opportunity to at least present and ask a few questions, more so than give answers today. I want to ask some questions. So yeah.
True indeed. I'm with you on that. It's always good. Mao Zedong said, "No investigation, no right to speak." You know what I mean? So exactly. We definitely been on the investigative front, and I know a lot of people have been waiting for this convo. Man, I'm gonna let you get started because of the fact that I think we both have known of this cat for quite some time. For me, I knew him between the Hawaiian Sophie and the Reasonable Doubt days, right? I knew him through Irv Gotti, right? So, just going all the way back then, and I'm not gonna front, I want people to be clear for me, and I'm not speaking for Griff. For me, I always appreciated his music as entertainment, right? But then it became clear of his role in this particular industry and what his particular position is. And so therefore, of course we ventured off. I'm gonna let you go ahead and get it started. We can move from there, fam.
Oh, okay. And I respect your position and the way you thought about that particular individual. And I respect everyone's position on on this situation. When you start talking about an individual that has a high profile, who's been quiet, this is my first thing, who's been quiet all of this time. Let's take a deep breath on it. Been quiet all of this time. But when black people are at the peak of a boycotting Target, and in sites, we had Walmart lined up and a few other ones lined up. You understand what I'm saying? And this is among the masses of black people that were doing exactly what Colin Kaepernick brought to our attention. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to address that in a second. I'm not surprised at the $40 million slave. I'm not surprised at that. I'm not surprised at them using this particular individual to get out in front of this thing, to use as the token Negro, all right, to calm us down, to shift the narrative, to keep us distracted, and all of these other things that's going on right now, to divide the camp, to get people talking. You understand what I'm saying? To deflect, not only deflect, to get in front of the narrative and change the narrative. Everything that I just mentioned, this individual is doing right now. Now, I don't know how I know you just explained how you felt. So then we're going to dive into the conversation. We can see how you feel about that whack ass freestyle. That shit was dated. That shit was like 1982. You understand what I'm saying? The last poets would pimp slap this Negro for a whack ass freestyle like that. In the history of battle rap, in the history of freestyles, that shit was ass. That shit was butt. You understand what I'm saying? That was crackhead ass. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, come on, bro. You understand what I'm saying? Right on. So let me say this, and let me state my position. I'm a revolutionary, and I take a revolutionary stance when it comes to madness like this, because I don't know and understand the psychological operation and the effects that it's going to have on the masses of the ignorant people that are among us, not the intelligent ones. I've been watching the intelligent ones and the ones that's up on this online. All right. They're coming across and they're firing shots, not warning shots. They're saying exactly what needs to be said. Listen, we have $500 devices. You understand what I'm saying? At our fingertips, man. What is this? Gen Z, Gen Millennials, Gen Z, Gen X, all gens have access to information that we didn't have access to. So for you to come online, not you, but these Negroes, these Negropeans coming online, spewing the madness that they're spewing, backing up this madness, who JD really don't give a flying ass about none of y'all. You understand what I'm saying? And let me clear something up. The audience that he was speaking to at Yang for 3 nights, that's not us. Wasn't the ones that was back there when he dropped Reasonable Doubt. You had to be at least 40-something years old to be in that audience, right, to know what Doubt even is.
You're freezing up, Griff. We're live and direct. Griff got to get your have some tech issues. We're gonna get him right. This is RSTV. Black Power Media here live. Professor Griff and I, we're gonna get this tech in order. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, share, and all that good stuff. We're gonna get Griff right, and we're gonna be back at you in a couple ticks. Y'all stay tuned. Be patient. We here.
What's up, party people? This is your girl, Sherry Duval, on WTLC, rocking for the hard-working folks. Just getting off of one gig and headed to another. But in this crazy Friday rush hour traffic, I got a jam that'll smooth you out and get you right for the night. I'm about to split, but before I do, an instant classic from none other than Mayamuna Youssef. Dig the lyrics, Jack. She's dropping some knowledge and making you feel good. A little inspiration from your favorite station. A groove to get you in the mood. Some sounds for your get down. I know it's rough out there, y'all. The man's foot always on your neck. But don't worry about that, sucker. Just shine your light, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Keep on walking with your head held high. Keep on talking like you heard it from the sky. We ain't gonna let them bring us down. You know we come too far to give up now. Chosen people bear the hardest load. Heavy is the head that wears the crown, you know. Give them thanks 'cause we got souls. Baby, shake it off and let the good time roll. And let's party. Everybody come together. Only for one night. Forget the troubles of the world. Oh, and let the good time roll. Shine your light, shine your light. Good to shine your light, shine your light. Hey, let the good time roll. Shine your light, shine your light. Feels so good to shine your light, shine your light, shine your light. Child is born with no state of mind, raised up in this ghetto life. 3 strikes, got daddy doing time. Feel like he was born under a bad sign. Crazy cops shoot the kids right in the back. They raided my grandmama's house, she had a heart attack. And when black girls go missing, they never look for that. This ain't nowhere to live, but shit is where we at. Always falling on some bad times. Smiling, keep our hands up. Oh, party. Just forget about the troubles of the world. Hey, too much hard times will hurt your pride. Ones that you love don't ever do you right. Keep on living with my head high. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna shine my light. I'ma stand on my feet if I have to die. Live on my knees just to pacify. People, don't you have no fear tonight. God's children were promised everlasting life. Yeah. People come together, forget about the troubles of the world.
What's up? What's up? Griff, we back. You good? What's happening, y'all? This is Black Power Media. We're back again. Griff, can you hear us? What's happening, Griff? Griff's having some tech difficulties over here. You freezing up again, fam. Stand by. We're gonna get Griff right, y'all.
internationally blessed with my vocal. I tell you this, don't call me no local artist when I'm an ambassador in this reggae business. Don't call me local, I'm internationally blessed with my vocal. Don't call me no local artist. And this and this, and this and this. How can you disrespect the queen? It's a long time me there. Me well love this in from Brazil to Jamaica like the cup with the cream. The voice of Queen Amiga makes the world tune in with versatility. Sometimes me teach it and sing. Once my mind is made up, I can do anything. Nothing is impossible with the kings of kings. Me just hold a vibes and sit down on redeem. Don't call me local, I'm internationally blessed with my vocal. I'll tell you this, don't call me no local artist when I'm an ambassador in this reggae business. Don't call me local, I'm internationally blessed with my vocal. Don't call me no local artist. Ganja is not a drug, don't get me ignorant. The trees, it's the holy.
We are back again, live and direct. Okay,
all right, can you hear me?
We got this tech thing going well now. Here we go. What's happening, Griff? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. You good?
Yes, sir. You're still kind of choppy, but we here. Okay.
Yes.
You know.
I hear you clear.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. You still kind of froze, but yeah. 1 2 1 2. I know you're in the back cave and whatnot. You having some difficulties though. Try turning your camera off. See how that works. We apologize to the audience for the tech difficulties tonight. Don't know what's going on. I think Jay-Z bought Griff's Wi-Fi, so we have some tech difficulties. We're gonna make it happen over here. Again, you are watching Black Power Media, and we're still trying to get my man in order. So again, y'all stay tuned. We'll be back in a few ticks.
Africa is the future, y'all. Rest in peace, Gil Scott-Heron, Geronimo Jigga. You know what this is? It's called Field Niggas. We ain't holding back on this one, niggas. Christian Parks, let's go.
Southside of the windy, rep my city loud and clear. Mom and daddy got committed and they shitted out the player. Shit I spit about is rare. Fossil, blow your fucking mind like Ric Flair. Nostrils, I'm major league with this. See the seams when I'm heaving hits of semen. With you niggas been upheaving, it ain't even shit. Only thing I see is fixed, but I ain't talking vapor rub. I'm talking pussy niggas who be bleeding. Got a day at clubs. Ladies night, time is money, gotta pay the price. Find it funny how you fucking dummies love to play with life. On them bucks of motion on the daily, I'm involved. Going nuts and so explosive like a Mady's in my draws. Ladies, they applaud, going crazy cause they hear the different cadences and calls. From amazing entertainers, they be waiting in the hall for detainment cause they all wild like, hunt them like a wild life. Leave my money like now life. Don't hesitate with my expenditures that make me angry. Niggas I'm acquainted with gon' hit you up. It's Southside all day, nigga shit is real. Cross the cards, represent the niggas in the field.
44504 ATL that there ain't no flow. Dub dial the bio reads. These are field niggas. Shango, red, white, Ogun, green bandana. No Hanna-Barbera cartoons, Hannah Montana tunes. It's Peter Tosh type revolution. Stay tuned. It's televised, the highest definition, precision. Omnimax, 4D nigga. Insomniacs, eyes wide shut, wide awake, ready like what? Now who want it pop off, ho? Man to man, these niggas cover too double coverage, they toast. Ooh, touchdowns, I touchdown, touchdowns. Make rounds, can't stay long. I'm straight business and finished with paying dues. I'm focused, I'm no fool. Refuse to lose shit, these shoes exclusive. A new pair, they too rare like new vinyl. So fuck American Idol, I'm African. My recital is shaking like Shaker Rays, slapping like djembes, with bottoms like Doom Doom, sisters and Poom Pooms. They moving asses, all indigenous.
1 2 1 2. We are back again. We're gonna try this again and again till we get it right. Jay-Z bought Griff's internet service. So, yo, Griff, what's happening, brother? You good?
Yeah, I came all the way upstairs to go on to getting closer to the modem, the router, all that.
Okay.
So
okay.
I'm gonna see if this works.
Okay. No doubt. Well, we working right now. It's looking like we good to go. So we're gonna figure it out. Okay. We was getting nervous, brother. They said, you know, they don't know what happened and whatnot.
Oh,
They thought you got, brother. But anyway,
now hold on one second. Hold on. Don't go.
No doubt. While Griff get it together, we're back again. This Black Power Media. We apologize to you for the delay. Again, y'all can like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. We're gonna get it started in a few ticks. If it's your first time venturing over to Black Power Media, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the bell. We got a whole lot going on. Griff has a show on this platform called ATM, Arm the Masters. And we have a number of different folks on this platform regularly. This is a platform you can see all things revolution, different freedom fighters, hip hop writers, etc. Griff is back. Okay. Griff's giving us a tour. Okay.
Don't pay attention to my my living room. It's lived in, bro.
It's all good, brother. It's all good. You're a lot clearer now, brother. I don't know what was going on a few minutes.
I don't even know either, bro. That's them people.
Okay. That's some people. No doubt. Okay. So yeah, man. In the interim, I know you was talking about being a freedom fighter, being a revolutionary, and the fact that we recognize that this is some bullshit. You touched a little bit on some of the contradictions. Of course, many of us can we can rewind and we can see, Jay-Z coming from the whole street position to 2001 when he was doing the whole MTV Unplugged joint.
Right.
The Che Guevara shirt, you know what I mean? And the RBG wristbands and all that, and constantly prepping up to make himself the richest token Negro in the land.
Right.
So let's get back to where you was coming from, brother.
All right. So inside of the book, A $40 Million Slave, they talk about tokenism. They talk about this whole idea of this system making these kind of Negroes. And Dr. Amos Wilson talks about how the system will make these kind of Negroes and manufacture these kind of Negroes to put in front of us. So whenever there's a glitch or something going on in the system of racism, white supremacy, they would call on the Negro that they've prepped for these kind of moments. So I was saying before we got interrupted, right at the peak of this whole boycott of Target, which I said that there was other companies and issues that were in front of us that we had lined up. Do you understand what I'm saying? That we were going to target, all right, from different angles. All right. You can't look at it through the narrow lens of an individual that don't study, an individual that's looking at Jay-Z like he's some kind of superhero or some dope rapper or whatever. You understand what I'm saying? If you're not looking at it through the lens of an individual that's about community, that's about family, that's about getting free, that's about defending the poor, that's about all the agendas that we've been talking about for decades now, and our ancestors have been talking about them, then you're looking at it through a narrow lens. This is the reason why when you ask me, yo, Griff, what do you even want to call this kind of talk? You understand what I'm saying? I said sold out at 10% off. Why 10%? Because coming up in the Nation of Islam, we had lessons. And one of the questions we was asked, who was the 10%? And the 10% simply is the rich bloodsuckers of the poor, all right, who manipulate and control the minds and the thinking of the 85. They are the buffer, all right? They are the buffer. And those 10% that come up among our people are groomed by these white supremacists to control the thinking and the hearts and minds and the feelings. All right, I'm gonna underline that and give it a bold font. The feelings of the masses of black people, because that's all that you're getting right now. It's some emotional feelings about some people saying, "Oh, that was a dope freestyle." Some people say, "Oh man, he took his Basquiat dreads out, his locks out." Some people say he's coming with the afro. Some people say he's dressing like Eazy-E. I've heard all kind of madness.
All kinds.
It depends on the lens that you're viewing this through. So I said sold out at 10% off. And that's befitting. You understand what I'm saying? To what's going on now with this thing with Jay-Z.
You know, I want to point this out because you talked about the bloodsuckers of the poor, and indeed, of course, when you said sold out at 10%, those of us who knew what time it was automatically. It wasn't no new thing. Jay-Z is the new iteration of folks like Jesse Jackson. You know what I mean? Going back to when, you know, they had the whole Pepsi boycott and whatnot. You know,
right.
They brought in, as Colin would say, Dr. Colin would say, messy Jesse Jackson to be that buffer, to get his palms greased. I want to also, when we talk about Target, shout out to Nakima Levy Armstrong, who we've had on this platform, the sister who actually was one of the folks who started this boycott. And this particular Target boycott was hijacked by Jamal Bryant and others, which we discussed on this platform. And one of the people that they went to first to meet was Bobblehead, Al Sharpton, who again was, you know, who we know. You know what I'm saying? We know Bobblehead has always been in the game. And for folks who don't know, he started out as a hustler on 125th in front of the Apollo, calling himself James Brown's godson, so on and so forth. But they went to him first. And so they shut him down because, you know, people started saying like, yo, how you going to hijack this joint? And then, of course, we know that Reverend Jamal Bryant, the pastor here at New Birth, who took over Bishop Eddie Long's spot, they had him come in and he said the boycott was over, so on and so forth, but that wasn't effective. You know what I mean? So they decided to bring in Jay-Z like they've done throughout the years, and I know you're going to hop into that, so I'm going to go ahead and yield and let you touch on some of what you were talking about.
So now, it's funny that you should mention that, simply because now we're starting to see what Dr. Amos Wilson was talking about. When he started talking about these pseudo-Negroes, you understand what I'm saying, being groomed for these positions. So now, if Al Sharpton, all right, of course, worked for the feds for a period of time, you understand what I'm saying? I don't even know what period of time. You understand what I'm saying? But nonetheless, he had a Fed ID, he had a Fed number, and he had a Fed case. You understand?
CI number 7 is what they call them. CI number 7.
So then my thing is, what is it with the drug dealer becoming political? What is it with the drug dealer becoming the activist? So then we have to stop and pause for a second and let's define. You need to define, not you, but I'm talking about the masses of the people, need to define in your own spirit and in your own mind. Well, what is an activist in 2026? Is an activist your ass eating couscous, eating at a fucking vegan restaurant? Is your activist wearing a fucking dashiki and a crooked kufi? Is your activist chewing on a fucking chew stick? You understand what I'm saying? And quoting Dead Prez or Lakim Shabazz or Queen Latifah lyric? What is activism? Is activism just putting up a ashy ass Black Power fist? Quoting some poetry? Like, what is the activist in 2026? Because it almost seems like we've lowered the bar of what activism actually truly really is. Do you understand what I'm saying? So then if you can show up as a Negro that sat by the door, but because you was a drug dealer and you bragged about it, damn near sold drugs to your mama. And these are the kind of people we hoist up and hail as political activists because he do a little bit of social justice rhetoric. No. Someone that comes and speaks the freestyle and cosplays his whole career. Listen, is it about business? And this is one of the first questions I want to ask the masses of the people. Is this business opportunities from him because he's always been cosplaying? Or is this truly about the people and about true activism? How are you in the middle and the peak of a Montgomery bus boycott? You gonna come and ride the goddamn bus? What kind of sense does that make?
Absolutely. Zero.
At the peak of the boycott, you do the polar opposite of what the people are actually doing, which is, to this day in 2026, now when we talk about it, is more symbolic than anything. But nonetheless, and no pun intended, that was the blueprint for what future activism and boycotting would be about. So he said, and I quote, "We're past kneeling." Let's just take a deep breath, man. What did Colin Kaepernick actually do? If we're past kneeling, what was he kneeling for? Let's answer that question in your heart, in your mind, in your spirit, whatever your spirit is. He kneeled because he was praying. I'm going to say that again. He kneeled because he was praying. And white people prayed with him. Other players prayed with him. That's why he was kneeling. So what do you mean you past kneeling and kneeling is submission? What do you do when you pray? You submit to the spirit that the Creator is depositing something in you that when you come up off the prayer, all right, you can activate that which you asked the Creator for. Am I right or wrong? I know it's not that cut and dry, but when you pray, the energy is being downloaded into your mainframe. And then you come up off your one knee or both knees, all right, however you pray, and you begin and continue your activism. He was praying. For those of y'all that don't understand what him kneeling was for, Jay-Z wore Colin Kaepernick's jersey, remember?
That's right. That's right.
He wore the jersey. He was speaking in behalf of social justice. Something happened in the interim that he flipped, and the NFL called on him to be the negotiator, to be the one buffer between them and the black community, because the NFL was losing big time. Y'all don't know the numbers. I could run them down, but y'all don't know the numbers, all right, how the NFL was losing. The NFL was losing viewership at every damn Super Bowl. So they brought Jay-Z in to manage the Super Bowl, but then manage Negro and white supremacist affairs by putting a black face on white supremacy when it comes to entertainment.
That's right.
The $40 million slave is what you're looking at in real time.
You know, but Griff, this isn't, you know, and I keep bringing up, you know, I mentioned, you know, Al Sharpton, who we call Bobblehead, you know, I mentioned that cat because of the fact that one of the things that him and Jay-Z had in common was the Assata Shakur.
Mm-hmm.
Al Sharpton met with, we mentioned that he was, you know, that Al Sharpton was an informant. You know, you can look at, he was known as confidential informant number 7, right? And I know he tried to set up folks like Don King, but he also went to one of our freedom fighters who's an ancestor right now, Ahmed Obafemi. And Ahmed Obafemi, we know, is Shaka Zulu's father, right? Shout out to you know, to the family. But he attempted to set up Assata Shakur. He wanted to get some information saying that he wanted to meet with her, so on and so forth, you know. And it was said that he had a wife. And of course, no one gave him any information, you know what I'm saying? Who the hell trusts Al Sharpton then or now? But I want to remind folks that in 2013, while the embargo was going on, remember you had this whole Cuban embargo.
Right.
Jay-Z and Beyonce went down to Cuba. They were sent to Cuba. They were sanctioned. You know, you couldn't even get to Cuba unless you had some type of special permission from the State Department.
Right.
Special clearance. Indeed. And we know about, you know, we've seen people get that clearance, you know, but you're supposed to have this clearance and whatnot. And so Jay-Z and Beyonce happens to go to Cuba in April of 2013. Many folks believe that they were sent there to try to put a target on Assata Shakur. What happens 1 month later? 1 month later, y'all first acknowledged Negro president Obama puts up a $2 million bounty on her head. This is less than a month after this trip, after the Carters go down to Cuba. Now, again, we already know that no one was just going to Cuba for leisure. They said they went down there for their wedding anniversary. Okay. But Assata, this was her 40th year, the 40-year commemoration of that turnpike incident with her, Sundiata Kohli, and Zayd Malik Shakur. And so it just so happens to be a coincidence that after they leave, the bounty is lifted to $2 million. Now, this ain't no conspiracy theory. This ain't no, you know, Griff Kalonji just, you know, we just some angry cats that just got on and we hate Jay-Z. Nah, we ain't talking about none of that bullshit. We talking about the reality of what's going on. You mentioned the whole thing about the whole Super Bowl situation. Remember, around the time that Kaepernick was kneeling, the first order of operation, they sent out Beyonce and they were doing that. They was doing that formation shit. Yep. Everybody's dressed like Panthers, so on and so forth. Then a couple years later, at the height of it, they cut the deal with Jay-Z. And what happens? Everybody forgot about there being a Super Bowl boycott. Everybody turned their back on Kaepernick. Now I'm gonna keep it a buck. I know, and you know, as you mentioned, that Kaepernick was on his knee praying. Jay-Z was praying as well. Kaepernick was P-R-A-Y. Jay-Z was P-R-E-Y. He was praying on them, praying on our people, courtesy of the state. He is the new buffer, as you mentioned. At one point, you had Jesse and Al was in the wing. Now you have Al and you have folks like Jay-Z and friends who can come along, flip a button, and everybody's thinking it's cool again. You know what I'm saying? How do you get a Jay-Z subway? How do you get performances at Yankee Stadium, so on and so forth? How do you go from rapping about drug dealing and to being a pariah to the community to being one of the go-tos when it comes to politics? That's the question folks should be asking themselves.
And not only that, to veggie back off of that, how do you go from a failed casino deal right in the middle of New York City, all right, the city? How do you go from that deal and then having dinner with Trump's son and son-in-law and daughter-in-law and all these other people? How do you go from full-blown album and tour with R. Kelly to go from that to selling out Yankee Stadium? How do you go from selling the people out and getting in a position where you can own 0.5% of somebody's dirty underwear to be a part of this whole Barclay Center thing, removing Native people out of off their blocks in Brooklyn? How do you go from you taking on an underage child who became your wife? How do you go from being on the Epstein list? How do you go from being seen with Harvey Weinstein to say, come on, man, stop playing with me. Fuck out of here.
I mean, yeah. And these are things that excuses have been made as if nothing happened. I mean, let's keep it a buck. Like you said, she was underage. Aaliyah was underage when you talk about Dame and R. Kelly and so on and so forth. But we pick and choose on who the hero is and who's the zero. You know what I'm saying? The dude told you a long time, he said he's a business, not a businessman. You understand what I'm saying? He understood what his business was. His business is that of a buffer. Now to us, we look at this cat and we say, well, you know, he's a billionaire, so on and so forth. On the scale of billionaires, as you saw in the in the Epstein files, they said that this Negro, this nigga, was who they call on. Who they call on to calm the masses down. He's the cat that during the original March on Washington, he'd have been one of those cats to stop the March on Washington and to smooth it out, as Malcolm talked about, to make sure that the people don't get unruly. And this is who he's been. And this is who he is.
Right. So they said even during that period with Colin Kaepernick, shortly after that, Colin Kaepernick always, they said he signed some kind of non-disparaging deal with the NFL after this thing went down, and he never did, and they proved that. Right. TMZ and a few other people proved that he never signed that, and he went on to voice how he felt about him not having a job anymore. The man was owed the money that he got, so Jay-Z said he took a check. Stop that, bruh. He said, but he took a check. I ain't mad at him. But he had the non-disparaging, he had to sign a non-disparaging agreement, basically, and he never did. So Colin Kaepernick was always training. But Van Lathan, who was one of the head people at TMZ, basically caught a conversation, and not only caught the conversation, but intercepted a couple of the phone calls, and he had mentioned that it was the people at Rock Nation stirring up this rumor about Colin Kaepernick not even wanting to play football anymore, which was a damn lie.
Right.
And so even now, no one even knows Colin Kaepernick's wife. She has to speak up and speak out and put out a statement basically saying, why is Jay-Z now coming back after her husband when her husband has always wanted his job back, always wanted to play football, always spoke up. All right. And then encourage other people. And there was other players, Kalonji, we all know that was taking a knee. None of them was even mentioned, but they kept their jobs. You understand
but to your point, we got to remember, because of the fact that some people would be like, man, well, why? You know what I'm saying? Well, why would he do that? You know what I'm saying? That's just, that's a conspiracy. The fact is, in order for him to get, you talked about that 0.5%, it actually was 1/5 of 1% that he owned of the whole Barclays Center and the Brooklyn Nets. So the thing is, he had 1/15 of 1%. 1/15 of 1%. I mean, of the Nets. That's what he owned. But they did that because of the fact that he was trying to move into the whole sports agent piece. So he had to sell that 15% of 1%, in order for him to advance with his whole sports agency thing. So the thing is, Kaepernick, unfortunately, was collateral damage because they found a good Negro to come along and say, look, shut dude down. Remember, it was Trump that said about Kaepernick back in the day. He talked about get this son of a bitch off the field, he's fired. That's what Trump said back in the day. People forget all of that. You understand what I'm saying? And Jay-Z said, yes, sir, boss. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get him off the field, and we're going to make it look like he didn't want no job, and we're going to do whatever it takes in order for us to get these checks into the Carter household. Checking out Black Power Media.
So let me ask this. Let me put this out there. So then what is the end game? When the smoke clears, what are we doing now when the smoke clears? We're going back because Jay-Z's supposed to be doing another studio album. We go back to just being fans. Now, keep in mind now, I'm not talking about those like myself and you that we're old enough to know and to know better. And we know, and we were there live and in person when Reasonable Doubt came out. So this 30th anniversary, some people weren't even born that was in Yankee Stadium when Reasonable Doubt came out. So they don't have the backstory. They've never really seen Jay-Z with Obama, which is a whole another conversation you and I should have. What was that relationship and what was going on the political front? Or not political front, but what was going on politically? And then how did it spill over into the cultural realm, that relationship between Obama and and Jay-Z. At the same time, he had a relationship with R. Kelly.
Right. Same time.
Wait a minute. But at the same time, you had a relationship with the Steens, the Epstein and the Weinbergers and the not Weinbergers, but the Weinsteins.
The Weinsteins, Epsteins, all the Steins.
You understand what I'm saying? So I'm saying to you, wait a minute. So
Frankenstein. Go ahead.
What team are you on?
Not
and then
this
I heard Memphis Bleak, who me and Memphis Bleak
Lord.
were cool, but I heard Memphis Bleak say Jay-Z don't owe us anything. Well, yeah, right. You kind of do. You kind of do. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm just saying to you, we are not to the point where we are above reproach.
Right. Not at all.
So we should be able to at least ask the question. Can I ask you something, Jay-Z, at the middle of a boycott when we're making progress because them goddamn Target aisles, when you see the footage, are empty?
Right.
I remember one time I was stuck in traffic. I cut through the Target parking lot because there wasn't no cars. I was like, I'm good. You understand what I'm saying? It was at the end. And for those of us that say that boycotting don't work, yeah, it do work. It do work. If it don't do nothing else, it sends a signal out to the rest of the masses of the people, not only America, but throughout the world, all right, that we have a purchasing power that a lot of people just don't understand on a financial and economic tip. But we showing one another that we're there for one another, if nothing else. You understand what I'm saying?
You know what? But you know, and I'm hearing what you're saying, and I'm thinking back because you and I, we've been to different places, different time zones. You know what I'm saying? Area codes, zip codes, etc. I'm thinking back the last time, and this is someone, like I said, you know, when we're talking about these cats, these are people that we know. The last time I saw Jay-Z, I was at the Hammerstein Ballroom. I'm sitting in between him and what's the dude name from Onyx? Fredro from Onyx. Lauryn Hill was doing a show, and she had a DJ battling, had the you know, a band, the whole nine. But I'm sitting there, I'm literally 2 seats away from this dude. And now I'm looking 26 years later and how, you know, the same transformation took place with Al Sharpton. We would have never thought, those of us that know that history, and I keep bringing them up because it's the same type approach, but we would have never thought that anyone would actually take them serious. But the thing is, when a state needs a puppet, they're gonna stick their hand up whatever ass, you know, fits, and whoever they can make move and dance and so on and so forth. And this is who he happens to be. And the fact is, I listened to that piece that Memphis Bleak was talking about, and man, it's, you know, I don't know Memphis Bleak, but to me, the fact that you would listen to a grown man, a nigga that calls himself Bleak, speaks volumes. I mean, what kind of advice you gonna take from a dude that calls himself Bleak? Jim Jones, you got a grown man that called himself, named himself after a white mass murderer. You understand what I'm saying? We can't be serious the way we move it. So the thing is, we have to look at this for what it is. Unfortunately, and we're not gonna get on Beyonce because of the fact that we already know how that thing go. But the reality is, Jay-Z will pimp his own mama in order to get whatever type of results he needs. And this is the type of character we're dealing with.
So I went and I downloaded and decoded the freestyle, both of them, the Roots Picnic and the Yankee Stadium, and its symbolism without substance. You compare you as a billionaire doing what you did in reference to disrupting the energy and the flow of the Target boycott. You compare that to somebody shopping online at Amazon.
Right.
That's deflecting. You understand what I'm saying? You travel as much as I travel. We was in Eugene.
Right.
On the way to Eugene, sometimes the only place you have to go get groceries is a Target or a Walmart. Am I right or wrong?
That's a fact. That's a fact.
So for you to compare somebody that needs some toilet tissue, some goddamn deodorant, some toothpaste, compared to you having a partnership with somebody that the masses of black people are at war against.
Right.
On the economic tip, it shows a lot about you and your thinking. Them Negroes that defend you and still defend you. You understand what I'm saying? For even saying that madness. Them corny ass Negroes that was cheering in the crowd because something rhymed with something else, and socks rhyme with flocks, and flocks rhyme with cocks and whatever.
Cox.
Stop it, man.
Cox
it's
and
corny.
Pops.
That shit don't, it
doubt.
don't work in 2026. You gotta have some substance in your lyrics nowadays in order for us to even believe you at the age that we're at.
Yo, but Griff, on top of that, yeah, to your point, man, it's like, first of all, you know, he mentioned quote unquote Twitter activists and all that type shit, whatever, so on and so forth. I don't consider myself an activist. I consider myself a freedom fighter, I'm an organizer, etc., so on and so forth. But what no one is gonna do, you can't tell me about what don't work if your ass ain't working. Just because you put some trinkets up to try to get a couple cats up out the joint, to get one or two people that probably would have been able to get out any goddamn way out of the joint, that don't make you a savior. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about money. This is about self-determination. The fact is, no one should be in there anyway. I'm listening to Myth Bleak talking that crazy shit, talking about some, yeah, you know, Hov did more for people than you did. You got to be out of your mind. I've never in my mind, I could never understand, like, dude, the fact that you even up riding another man, you understand what I'm saying? You really jocking this dude hard in front of the whole world and shouting folks down as if, you know, he punking them. And I'm looking at this, I'm like, this is really, it's a sad day when you have grown men who are willing to cape for another man who really don't give a fuck about him either. He's his only little crumb that he can just send and summon when he wants to. You understand what I'm saying? He's a gopher. And it's sad to see just how bleak he is.
Right. So when we talk and we talk through the veil and we pull the veil away so we could see exactly what's going on. When the deal went down with Jay-Z, you could see the grooming process and the access that he was being allowed at different intervals. So much so when they needed him to quell the NFL thing, they called on him. Now,
right.
Target, and they knew Walmart was next and Home Depot was next, and I could go on and on. You understand what I'm saying? They knew it was coming. They needed him to quiet down the masses of black people. You understand what I'm saying? So they could keep the economic train going. But check this out. Jay-Z was one of the ones that was selected to set the pick for other people. How much money and who financed Van Jones? Kim Kardashian. And I can name a few other ones that got the big money deals to even mention social injustice in their bios. You understand what I'm saying?
No question. No question.
And this is a very real dynamic. So now that with a few other terms have become the catchphrases now.
Oh yeah.
Or you a socialist, or you.
Griff's freezing up again. We are live and direct. This is Black Power Media. Griff, good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. That was
cool.
Jay-Z's. People calling me. I had to ignore them.
They try to knock you off the block, brother. Heard Jay-Z bought Time Warner.
I'm only leaving here by the creator's permission, bro. I'm not.
No question. Anyway, no. So yes, this is Kalonji Changa. I'm live and direct with Professor Griff, and we're unpacking this whole Jay-Z conundrum. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. We appreciate y'all stopping in, joining us today. We're gonna get Griff right on the tech piece right now. I think Jay-Z got He's bought his cable subscriber, so hopefully he can get his internet back up in a second. We want to hear from you all in the audience. What are your thoughts on this whole Jay-Z thing? Because of the fact that, you know, some people are saying he sold out. Some people are saying that he was never in the sellout. And some folks just believe that he's a state operative. We want to know what's your thoughts. Put it in the chat. Let us know what's going on. Let us know what's happening. Like I said in the chat, again, this is to us, to many of us, this is a reminder of how things have moved historically. You know what I'm saying? We know that there's been situations in the past where you had the whole ping pong, the Chinese ping pong incident. Y'all go look that up, and we talk about how the state pretty much used a ping pong match to maneuver and to do what it had to do. What's happening? You good, brother?
I'm good. I just couldn't leave the people hanging. I got to get off here, but I couldn't leave the people hanging on that because I need to kind of sum this up. And I
No
think
doubt, no doubt.
we need to sum up. We need to understand that these individuals that they select to be in these quote unquote cultural political positions that they put them in to quiet down the masses of the people and to distract the masses of the people. Where is their activism prior to them being selected? Where's Jay-Z's activism? Where's Beyonce's activism for us to be listening to? Who are these people for us to even be listening to these people? There are intelligent individuals out there such as yourself that's been on the front lines. Do you understand what I'm saying? There are other individuals that's out there that's articulate enough to speak for the masses of our people in any of these situations, but they won't call on us to do that. All right? They have to call on the ones that Dr. Amos Wilson said they've already groomed. You understand what I'm saying?
No question.
Where is the intellectual, cultural, political interview with Jay-Z to claim to be to speak for injustice or a justice program or injustice program or any kind of damn program to speak for those that have been wrong? Wait a minute. Wasn't that the reason why Colin Kaepernick took the kneel in the first damn place?
That's right.
So I don't understand this particular dynamic and how that particular thing works. But anyway, just to let the people know, these are the kind of things that we need to speak to in this modern day, using this modern day technology. And Kalonji, if you could put up the QR code so I can let the people know that I'm raising the money to tell my story. All right, it's called Rebel Without a Pause, the life story of Professor Griff. So if you can scan that QR code and if you could support me putting these little bit of funds together, rubbing some nickels and dimes together to put in place so I can get this story told, is very, very, very important. Simply because by the Creator's permission, I lived long enough to tell my own story. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I want to be able to tell it through the lens that I create. I want you to be able to look at my story through the lens that I create to tell my own story while I'm alive to tell it. All right? So you can go to my GoFundMe. It's Professor Griff, Rebel Without a Pause, the life story of Professor Griff. Donate, all right, to the cause so I can tell my story. Scan the QR code. It's called Rebel Without a Pause. That's the working title right now. I really appreciate everyone that has given. This Sunday, I'm going to do a roll call on everyone that has given a nickel, a dime, or paid any attention, or took the link and passed it on to 10 other people. All right, now let me just say this in closing, because I don't want people to think I'm a hypocrite. There's some information that's going to come out in a minute, and I've already sent it to you, Kalonji. Go back and look at the email that I sent you and the text message that I sent you in reference to what's going on with Flavor Flav. All right? If my name, and I'm letting y'all know this now, all right? If my name come up in that madness, there's going to be some issues and some problems. All right? I don't have nothing to do with that madness. All right? It has something to do with them Juicies, Lebanon, rich, wealthy people in LA, Flavor Flav, and Public Enemy. All right, I absolutely nothing to do with that madness. Because trust me, as you're hearing me speak right now, is going to come out. Professor Griff staying far away from that. All right, I had absolutely nothing to do with that. It's going to come out in a minute. So I'm telling you all ahead of time.
I was just checking it out, man, and you know, it's funny just watching this thing unravel. First off, and we're gonna put the QR code back up because I think that you telling your story is a mandatory thing. It's necessary, and to just see how this whole hip hop thing has unfolded is crazy work, because there are a number of different folks who I know, who you know, past and present, who have taken this thing and parlayed state funding into an empire. They've taken state funding to a whole nother level. And I think that unfortunately, there are people that's watching, and some people watching like, oh, you know, they just hating on these brothers or whatever, so on and so forth. No, it ain't none of that. The reality is, you must understand that in the words of DP's Dead Predators, it's bigger than hip hop.
Right.
It's bigger than hip hop. Hip hop right now can be a tool for liberation, or it can be a tool for enslavement. Unfortunately, right now, we're being reared through this hip hop industry or through the rap industry, being reared and steered in the wrong direction. And what's going to happen is, unfortunately, many of our people don't recognize the hook. They don't recognize that generations to come are impacted by the bullshit that's going on right now. And you can say, well, how one man going to do such? It's not about one man. All it needs is all the state needs is a conduit. They need a conduit. They need someone they could trust to be that buffer. And right now, this is who this man is. He is a buffer. Right. Yeah, good.
And just to let the people know, revolutions throughout history has never started out with the masses of the people.
Never.
It started out with those one or two individuals in a smoke-filled back room. You understand what I'm saying? And the idea germinated, and the conversations began to happen, and it brought other people into the fold that brought about revolutions, that brought about the idea of revolution, complete constructive conscious cosmic change. You understand what I'm saying? And we need to understand that it's not the masses of the people. We're never going to get the masses and everybody on the same page.
Never.
All right? So we got to understand that particular dynamic. But as always, good bro, I really appreciate you. I got to get ready to get out of here.
Hey, handle your business, brother.
I really appreciate you, and I want people to heed my warning about what's coming down the pipe. All right? Keep in mind that this may just be the spark to set something else off, because I don't think Colin Kaepernick is going to sit idly by. You understand what I'm saying?
No.
And watch this go down the way it's going down. I don't think the Jaguar rights are going to sit back. Right. I don't think all those individuals that he came at is going to just kind of sit quietly. You understand? We act like Jay-Z didn't run around with R. Kelly and Puffy. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The victims of these
get people stabbed and whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah. We act as though we're oblivious to this. These things actually happening in our time. You understand what I'm saying?
And so Foxy Brown, we forgot how old she was, but that's a whole other story. We'll say that for another time. But
exactly.
But definitely we appreciate you, good brother. Handle your business. You know, make sure you're on point. There's a rumor that Colin Kaepernick will be coming on Black Power Media soon. So y'all stay tuned. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, the whole nine, because of the fact that anything can happen. We are live and direct. Griff, be safe out there. Make sure y'all support Griff's fundraiser for his new film. I'm gonna put it on the screen. Griff, I'll catch you next time. Be safe out here.
All right.
And we will win. Look for us in the world.
Peace. Peace.
Come on, somebody.
Tell me. Tell me who's the bad. Come on, step up, you know. Who's the bad man?
Is it the thug or the pimp or the player?
Who's the bad?
Maybe the rhyme sayer?
Who's the bad man?
Is it the lover, the whip with the razor?
Who's the bad?
Athlete, entertainer?
Who's the bad man?
Is it Bush? Is it Trump? Is it Bob? The Marines or the mob? Is it you? You may not have a clue, but you is proof. Mercy got treats for you.
Hey yo, grand man, here I stand like in hand killer. Murder, word, a pimpin', gliding on the track.
Illa van, sicker van, slicker nigga, kick the can. Cannons blinking, cannons blam, know the man. Hershey
Hey yo, he's a man, never ran. No one from the biggest clan, but it's two. He's a clue, flavor, tasting chocolate blue.
Blue is fine, blue is true, truly similar to glue. Stick to her, sticky clues, flavor rich as color.
Soothe your body like the stroke of my touch. Solution caramel, my G-funk is too much, too
Much to touch, smother over rhythms and such. Groovy cinnamon swirls, funky mocha to
rush to touch me where we dangerous. Devil I aim and bust until your state to dust.
So what do you make of us? Maybe too strange to trust, maybe too school to fool, maybe so cool you lose lips and drool and drool. Is it the thug or the pimp or the player? Maybe the rhyme sayer? Is it the lover, the whip with the razor? Athlete, entertainer? Is it Bush? Is it Trump? Is it Bob? The Marines or the mob? Is it you? You may not have a clue, but you got a clue. But she got treats for you.
Hey yo, laid back, cool and relax. We flaunting flavors while we murder the track. And when I transform, I give them skills, some rhythm, so freaky deaky. Seldom see me when I'm flowing so freely,
So easy, so see me freely flowing. I know in the next move, the skills inviting nothing like a perplex groove. Hershey loose, yeah, the lines I produce is quite addictive since the minute that you duck goose.
Who can make the sunshine turn to candy rain? Chocolate covered boulders bashing on your brain. Illy illustrations jumping off the page. Vision going bonkers, leave you in a daze. Someone should have told ya that our flow is colder than these frozen soldiers stuck inside their ways. Flavormatic, so dramatic.
Visionary commentary,
Spasmatic,
colors vary,
acrobatic,
luminaries. Is it the thug or the pimp or the player? Maybe the rhyme sayer? Is it the lover, the whip with the razor? Athlete, entertainer? Is it Bush? Is it Trump? Is it Bob? The Marines or the mob? Is it you? You may not have a clue, but truth is proof. Mercy got treats for you.